Felton, Patrick Patterson, joined on the dais by the Thunder's head coach Billy Donovan and its executive vice president and general manager Sam Presti.
Thank you, Brian. First, just want to welcome everybody. Really exciting day for us as an organization, as well for the community and Thunder fans everywhere. I want to start by just welcoming Patrick's family. Raymond and Patrick Patterson are two players that we've long admired in the NBA. They exhibit the qualities of players we've traditionally tried to target and bring into the organization, both highly professional, serious players, guys that have reputations as great teammates, great competitors, and I believe players that understand what goes into winning and high-performing teams. And just in the short time that we've been able to spend together and conversations we've had, it's just kind of even furthered my confidence that these are two guys that are going to make us a better team, but also continue to help us build our environment and continue to build a legacy of the organization just based on who they are as people and competitors. So really excited. Couldn't be happier to welcome these two guys to the organization and to the city. And turn it over to Billy for a few comments as well.
Well, just to echo some of Sam's comments, I'm very, very excited about Patrick and about Raymond. Patrick and I go back a long way, coaching at Marshall in West Virginia. Patrick being from Huntington, West Virginia, got a chance while recruiting Patrick to develop a very close relationship with he and his family. So we've known each other for quite a long time, and just a great guy, great family. And really feel like he'll bring, I think, a dimension to our team on both ends of the floor. Tough defender, physical, a winner, a guy that can shoot the ball from behind the three-point line. Very, very good passer. So I'm really, really excited about kind of being reacquainted with Patrick again. Raymond, I've always admired him as a player, even back at North Carolina when they won a national championship 2 years ago in the playoffs. He really, I thought, had an exceptional series against us, played very, very well. A guy with a wealth of experience, high basketball IQ, knows how to play. And I couldn't be more excited about having both of these guys on the roster next year and working with them. And certainly two veteran guys that have got a wealth of experience.
Now we're going to present the jerseys to each guy. Photo ops for you guys before we get to questions. Looking great, yeah. Thanks, guys. I'll open up for questions. State your name and affiliation, please.
Eric Horn with the Oklahoman. This is for Raymond. Raymond, I just wanted to get an idea of how this deal came about for you, and then what was appealing about coming to Oklahoma City at this juncture in your career, being a 12-year veteran.
Being a 12-year guy, you just want to put yourself in a situation where you're going to win. Put yourself in a situation where you got a chance to try to play for something special, and that's to win a ring. That's always been a goal of mine, always been a dream of mine. So this organization has been one of the top for the last 10 years since I can remember, and got a great team. Like some of the things that they was doing this summer, some of the pieces that they was signing, some of the guys that they traded for. So to come here, I think we have a great chance to do something special. So looking at this organization, this city, how they support this team and how loud it is in here. So I can only imagine how it's going to be on the right side of the court. So I look forward to it.
Myron Patton Fox here in Oklahoma City. Patrick, you obviously know a lot about Oklahoma City, the Thunder, having played against them. How do you see your game fitting in with the pieces that are here and that are coming?
Yeah, just pretty much spacing the floor, being a guy who can move the ball, distribute, pass, make the extra play, and then when I have the opportunity to shoot, take advantage of that. Russ demands so much attention. Same thing with PG. Two great guys on the offensive side of the ball. So just trying to do whatever I can to ease the pressure off them, moving the ball. When they do get trapped, just trying to distribute and find someone. Then also on the defensive side, this is such a great defensive team, and it's only going to get better. So just using my ability, my awareness, and my IQ to just help out in that areas too.
Hey, Patrick, Brett Dawson with the Oklahoman. What do you remember about that dynamic with Billy and getting to know him during the recruiting process?
Oh, man.
Another one we lost.
It was fun. I just remember it almost every week, him just randomly showing up at my high school, saying hello, just popping in the classroom, walking down the hallways. All the students and my friends just constantly screaming and yelling whenever they see him being at the high school games, him coming to my house, hanging out with me and my family. So I remember like it was yesterday. It was good times. It was a lot of fun, something I cherish, and it's very cool and good to be reunited again.
Jenny Carlson with the Oklahoman. Sam, could you, now that it looks like the moves are done with the exception of Russell and his extension, can you just talk about getting this team built, getting this group together to become a contender again with the pieces and just what you guys have accomplished overall this summer?
Well, first, I think obviously no team's ever finished. I think every team, by virtue, is always a work in progress, and we're a work in progress. Obviously, we have to come into training camp and start from zero and build ourselves up, so that we're in the best position possible after 82 games. But a lot of people, have to play a part in that. I think, we've been really fortunate to have really good players within our organization, and that helps other great players want to be a part of that. So I think you can never underestimate the contributions of everybody within the organization. And then the other thing I'd add is obviously none of this is possible without support from our ownership. We've had incredible ownership. Obviously, Mr. Bennett's here today, and just the commitment that he's made to the team to put us in position to have a chance to win a championship year in and year out. That is an unusual amount of support, and everyone that works for the Thunder understands how fortunate we are to have the ownership group that we do. None of this is possible without their continued efforts and their vision and understanding opportunity when it presents itself, and that commitment is not just now but has been the case, and we're blessed for that. So I'm really excited because I think these guys represent a continuation of the type of people that we've always valued, and I think there's a certain expectation for us that we're always going to try to be the best version of ourselves, and I think these two players and people give us that opportunity. But the work never stops. We're always looking for ways that we can make it better, not just on the floor, but off the floor for players and their families as well. And again, that all comes back to the support we have from our ownership and also from our fans, the people that come to the arena, that support the team, especially in a place like Oklahoma City. It all matters. It all adds up. So, and it makes it a place where players like Raymond and Patrick, want to come and be a part of the movement. And I think we all that work for the Thunder feel so grateful for all of those things.
Nick Gallo, OKCThunder.com. Billy, an identity of a team can change from year to year based on personnel. How do you feel that these two guys are going to kind of impact the personality of the group that you'll have?
Well, I think first would be just these guys are veteran guys. They've played in a lot of games, in a lot of big games. I think them having a great, clear understanding of what goes into winning and the sacrifices and the understanding of what goes into winning, I think that's very, very important. Last year our roster was the third youngest roster. Certainly adding two veterans like Raymond and Patrick, that only helps the growth of our younger guys as well. So I think that you look at what these guys have done and the roles that they've played and how long they've played in the league. It's hard to play in the NBA for the length of time these guys have played in the league, and they've done it at a high level. and they've done it very, very well, and they've done it very professionally. And I've been great admirers watching both guys play. And I think they're going to be just tremendous to our culture, to the way we want to play, to our identity. I think that they're going to bring great value.
Curtis Fitzpatrick with the Sports Animal. For both Raymond and Patrick, from an outsider's perspective, for the fans here, you guys have been in the league, played against Paul George. What can they expect from his game when you guys are on the court next year?
I think PG is just a guy who's going to compete. You know, he's a guy that can create his own shot, make guys better. You know, he plays on both ends of the court. You know, and I think that's something that this organization, that's part of their culture. You know, we're not just about teams who can score. It's about teams who can get stops to win games. And honestly, that's what wins championships. You know, you gotta be able to get stops. You gotta be able to play defense. And he's a guy who plays on both ends of the court. You know, and he's a guy that if you need to get a bucket, he can go get it for you.
Yeah, same thing. From what I've seen, he's one of the hardest workers in the league. And one thing that I admire the most about him is his vocal leadership. You know, I know and we all see what he can do on the court as far as his game goes, but just seeing him talk, communicate, whether it's going bad, whether it's going good, him being the vocal leader in the huddle, out there on the court, just always communicating to his teammates, whether they're down, whether they're up, no matter what the circumstances are, he's always talking. He's always active. He's always energetic, and I've always admired that about him.
Patrick, Raymond, you guys have obviously been around the league a while. What were your impressions of the Thunder, of this organization, before you arrived? I know you've just been here like 5 minutes, so your impressions may not be too much beyond that. But what have you come to learn about this organization even since you've been here?
I think for me, I think it's family oriented. You know, everybody's just so welcoming, and everybody's just, to me, I think, just honest. You know, I've played for a lot of organizations, and I play for a lot of, several teams, and just the honesty that I see in everybody's eyes, just talking to people, because I'm big at when I'm talking to you, I like to look in your face, look in your eyes. So, I can look and tell if somebody's, BSing me or not. So, but with this organization, I feel like everybody's genuine. It's all about one thing, and it's about winning, and it's about taking care of each other. So, that's welcoming, and that's a good feeling to have.
Yeah, same thing. Since I've been here, just seeing how hungry everyone is to win and be successful. Just wanting to improve day in and day out, whether it's on the court or off the court, being a true professional with your family, your friends, those you care about, and also with basketball too. So just seeing how much everyone cares about each other, how, like Raymond just said, how everyone is just real family oriented here.
Hey guys, back here. Oh, sorry. Nikki K, Channel 4. You were asked about Paul George earlier. Is there some sort of relief that you're not going against Russell Westbrook anymore?
Well, I think I can answer that. I can answer that one. Being a point guard in this league, that's one battle that you don't look forward to, coming in here or playing against him. He's one tough guy, one tough competitor. He brings it every night. And he's going to give it his all. So I look forward to playing with a guy like that, because I play the same way. So, it feels a big relief to be on the right side of that.
Eric G. from the franchise. Sam, this one's for you. How much of the moves that you made in this very aggressive offseason have to do with the fact that Russell Westbrook specifically wanted to see upgrades on this roster?
I think if we needed some kind of nudge in that respect, then probably don't deserve to be doing what we're doing. Over the last 8 or 9 years, we've been probably the most, if not toward the top of most active teams in the league. So I think we've kind of demonstrated over the course of time that we're pretty aggressive. I'd like to think that with the bright minds that we have in our front office, the people that don't get enough credit, Mike Winger, Amanda Green, Wynn Sullivan, Jesse Gould, obviously Troy, Paul Rivers, and Will Dawkins, and on down the list. We try to come up with every possible scenario we can think of to make the team better. And then, as I said before, a lot of it comes down to having the support of Clay and the ownership group to empower us to try to do the things that we can think of to try to put the best team on the floor. So obviously, our goal is the same as Russell's or Pat's or Raymond's, anyone's part of the Thunder. And I think that, we don't really wait for circumstances to dictate our action. And I think history kind of speaks to that.
Eric Horn with the Oklahoman. Raymond, just going back to Russell Westbrook, 5 years is a long time. I think back when you were with Denver, you had made some comments going into the playoffs saying that, you hoped that you played the Thunder. They do a lot of trash talking. What has the relationship been like between now and then, between you and Russell Westbrook, on and off the court?
I think that was just a situation. I think I was in Portland. I don't think it was Denver at the time. Might have been Portland, wherever it was. I think at the time, you were just talking about two guys who were just strong competitors, two guys who battled it out at the time. And, I was young, not really understanding the press side of things, and understanding that when you say certain stuff, it's gonna come back. It's gonna come back 10 times more. So, not meaning it in a disrespectful or antagonizing kind of way, but it was just one of those things where I'm a competitor, and I was kind of heated about maybe out there playing against someone or whatever it was. Just made some comments that probably shouldn't have, but now me and Russell got a great relationship. We have a great deal of respect for each other. Because like I said, we both competitors. We both bring it every night. But other than that, there's no problem between us. Not at all.
Along the same lines, when you were with Dallas and you had the series here, Mark Cuban came out with some comments and said Russell wasn't a superstar. As a guy who had to go against Russell every night in that series, what were your thoughts about Mark saying that?
I was mad at him. I was upset with him, because I think the next night he came out and gave us like 35, 37 points or something like that. So, yeah, I was really upset with that comment, because I'm like, man, look, dude, I'm the one who got to guard this, man. But like I said, man, Russ is one of the guys that I really like. I respect him. I respect his game because, like I said, he bring it every night. He bring it on both ends of the court, and it's gonna be fun to be playing along with him.
Yeah, Barry Trammell with the Oklahoman. Patrick, the Thunder only had so much money available for free agency. You apparently signed a contract below your market value. What led to that decision? Why'd you decide to come here even though you could have gotten more money elsewhere?
The opportunity to win, the opportunity to compete for a championship and be with a team that's just as hungry as I am, to play alongside all-stars and superstars, to be reunited with Coach Donovan again, and just being in an overall environment that I can be happy, be myself, flourish, and have the utmost fun. So that's what it all came down to. Despite the money, people are taking less in order to win, and that's what my mindset was basically to come to a situation where I could be happy, win, and thrive.
Patrick, another one for you. Just the direction that the league is heading, going smaller, how do you see your defensive versatility kind of meshing with the group that's already established here?
Yeah, so, being able to switch, moving my feet laterally to stay in front of smaller, quicker guards, being able to guard larger guys in the post. So whatever it may be, just using overall my defensive awareness and tactics to stay on the court for as long as possible. The team has so many weapons on the defensive side of the ball who can guard multiple positions, and I just want myself to be one of those guys who can stay on the court and my teammates can rely on and trust and believe in to get stops on that side of the ball.
Brady Trent, Thunder Digest. This is for Raymond and Patrick. You guys bring a wealth of experience in the postseason, and considering the Thunder were the youngest team in the postseason last year, is that something you guys are looking forward to bringing to this team kind of as a leadership in the locker room role?
No question. Sometimes having youth is a good thing, but sometimes it can hurt in big games and hurt in big situations. Experience, I think helps a whole lot. But I think the main thing that me and Patrick is going to bring to this team is just all out competitors, guys who just want to win. We just want to win. I can't speak for him, but I'm pretty sure he feels the same way. The biggest goal and the best feeling ever is to have a parade. And, I've never experienced that. I experienced it on the college level, but never here in the NBA. So I would definitely want to do that, before I retire from this game.
Eric G. from the franchise. Raymond, this one's for you. Whether it's Alex Abrinas, Enes Kanter, Doug McDermott, a lot of the guys on the second unit that you'll be running with, how familiar are you with those guys, and what about their games do you like?
I think all those guys bring a whole lot of different things to the game. I think what those guys need is somebody who can just calm them down at times. Because most of those guys that you just named are very young and don't really have a lot of experience, but have been in big games because of the teams that they've been on. So with Cantor, he's gonna bring it every night. He plays hard, he rebounds. He's a force to be reckoned with. Abrinas, I think, has the biggest upside pretty much of all of them because he can do it all. He can go off the dribble, he can shoot the ball very well. He's just all out good player. You know what I'm saying? And McDermott, I think he's just a young guy who needs some time and who needs to see the ball go in the basket a few times and just to get that confidence up to just play because, he was a great player in college. And I think he can translate that here into this NBA. He just got to have the right coach over there that's gonna help him out, that's gonna drill him, just have the right veterans around him that's gonna give him that confidence to help his game and just, be on him, each and every night.
This question's for Billy. It's well documented how the team struggled offensively with Russell off the court last season. What does Raymond bring in terms of guard play that's going to help the team when Russell's not on the court?
Well, I think one of the things that probably hasn't been spoken about that's maybe one of the unique things about Raymond is the fact that even if you look at him last year with the Clippers, he's been on the floor where he's played the point, he's played the two, he's probably played the small forward spot. He's really been all over the place in the backcourt, and I think that speaks to his IQ of how he can actually impact the game. So I have a lot of confidence based on his experience and him being a veteran that there really probably isn't any situation he has not been into. And he can play with the ball in his hands, off the ball. He can play with a small lineup, big lineup. He can play with young guys, older guys. It really doesn't make a difference. When you watch him play, he's always trying to figure out ways to impact the game and impact winning. And I think it speaks to the things that he's mentioned here today about how important winning is to him. And you can see him do that because if he sees something in a way that he can impact the game, he can do it by shooting, penetrating, defending. He does it in a lot of different ways.
Billy, with the changeover in the roster, now you had changeover last year. You knew Oladipo would play for you. Sabonis was a rookie. But you're bringing in veterans now that are obviously going to play a big role on the team. How does that change going into training camp this the offseason compared to last year?
Well, I think anything, the winning part, and these guys can speak to it as players, but I think the first thing is in order to have a really good team, you have to be a connected team. And that requires, building those relationships. And although these guys know a lot of the guys on our team, they haven't really played with them. So I think developing those relationships, that cohesiveness, guys understanding roles, responsibilities, those kind of things, the sacrifice it takes for the benefit of the team becomes really, really critical. And there's no question, I think because of their veteran experience in being on different teams and being in the playoffs, they have a clear understanding of what it takes. And when you have somebody who has a clear understanding of what it takes, I think that's able to, trickle down through your entire team. And I think that's where these two guys as veterans can come in and understand the things that are necessary that we have to do day in and day out to be successful.
Yeah, Patrick, you and Raymond both. You've been in Houston and Toronto and L.A., New York, Dallas, been your last few stops, major metropolises. Now you come into a small market in the NBA. What are the pros and cons of that, apart from the basketball side?
Well, I'm a country boy from the South, so this is basically home to me out here, So the pros would definitely just be me being comfortable out here. Although it's not a big city, like you said, like Toronto or Houston, there's still great Five Points out here. There's still great opportunity. There's still terrific people, So that's the only thing that really matters to me is being in an environment that I see people as my family. I see people as my friends, and I just have fun. And that's basically what I see out here in Oklahoma.
Thanks, everybody, for coming out. We're going to do scrum opportunities at the front of the room for the media. And thanks very much.
You heard the country boy, Patrick Patterson, talking along with Billy Donovan about his time playing high school ball in Huntington, West Virginia, where he won 3 consecutive high school championships, one of which with O.J. Mayo, who wound up having a nice career in the NBA. Raymond Felton is a real country boy now. He's from Marion, South Carolina, and that is just maybe a little bit more than a NASCAR sprint from the legendary stock car track in Darlington, South Carolina. Matt, as we visit here today, amidst the background of an elevated level of excitement amongst the fans, you heard Felton say that this team, he's here because this team has a chance to do something special.
Well, both of these guys expressed strongly that sentiment, BD, and that can't be overstated. Both see that this group of guys can be special. Both guys are very committed to winning. In Patterson's case, taking less than market value to be here. In Felton's case, he's a 13-year veteran in the NBA. He knows what it takes to get to that point, and both are really striving from a competitive standpoint to win a title, as is Billy Donovan, as will this group of guys.
Well, let's take a little time out and go out front to Leslie McCaslin. She is next to the podium with Patrick Patterson.
All right, thanks, guys. We are looking forward to getting to know Patrick Patterson. We're going to start here. Obviously, you might get some of the same questions, but I'll try to make it a little bit more fun. Okay, let me ask you this. Everybody knows about Russell Westbrook and the fashion, so let's talk about your look first. The glasses, the buttoned-up shirt. Is this something that you're into?
I'm hoping to be, second on the team in fashion. It's going to be very difficult to out-fashion the king himself, Russ Westbrook, but I'm hoping to get some pointers and some tips from him, some improvements to my own personal wardrobe that I can, show the world.
All right, so get some pointers from him off the court. Of course, on the court, you'll be playing beside him for the first time with Paul George, with all of these guys that are here today, Raymond Felton as well. Excited about the group that Oklahoma City has put together for you to join?
Very excited. Anxious. I wish we could start training camp tomorrow. When I saw Paul George, Russ, Raymond, my boy Ennis from my Kentucky days here, just the roster is just phenomenal. Very physical. Expect a lot on the defensive end and offense. We're definitely going to get better over times. So I'm very excited, very happy, very anxious to get out there and start playing and start working.
All right, you just said you're from the country. I've been to Huntington, West Virginia several times, actually, and it is a small city. I have covered Marshall football. Okay. So tell me this. What are the similarities? Because I see, small town, nice people. What helps you get used to the Oklahoma City area?
Pretty much everyone knows each other. Everyone's friendly, heartwarming, open. So just from that standpoint, and also everything's basically the same thing to do. You have lake, you have fishing, you have a river, you have openness, you have trees, you have trails. So there's so many similarities. Food, I guess, is probably the same. So just when you have a heartwarming environment, people that make you feel at home and accept you for who you are, you can't beat that.
And of course, Billy Donovan has to make you feel at home because of your relationship. Billy the Kid, what was it about him being here that made you want to rejoin up with him?
Missed out on an opportunity back in high school. He was such a great individual, great coach, had great times, great memories, so I didn't want to miss out on that chance again. He's here, an opportunity to win and compete for a championship in the Western Conference, and also some of the guys that were here, I saw it as a new opportunity and a new chance and a new beginning.
You already talked about how you can space the floor and what you can bring on defense. How do you think being here can help you improve your game?
Overall, my confidence, get my confidence back up there, teammates, coaching staff, organization that believes in me and wants me to thrive and pushes me, all those aspects of the game, and off the court just help me with every aspect of my life that I need help in. So it's going to be a give and take. It's going to be me giving and them taking, and then also them taking and me giving. But it's going to be mutual. It's going to be a great family. It's going to be a good times.
I feel like so many times when we talk about Thunder players, we talk about their versatility, not only on offense but defense as well. Is that one of the reasons you felt like maybe this was a good fit?
Good fit too, yeah. Just because Paul George, Russ, there's so many guys who can play multiple positions out there on the court, whether it's from the 1 to the 5, offensively and defensively, switching, moving the ball. That definitely was one of the things that was appealing, just overall versatility and ability to play multiple spots out there on the court and just move the ball. Just overall a team that enjoys having fun.
Well, let me tell you about a secret that actually has not been kept very well, but the fans out there watching now and obviously at Chesapeake Energy Arena can definitely help you get your confidence up. Now that you're playing in this arena, how excited are you to be surrounded by this fan base?
I am so thrilled. Like we stated earlier, we're always on the opposite side, and we're seeing the fans screaming, yelling, going crazy, just heckling, doing whatever it takes to get you out of the game and make their team. Spirit is lift up. So it's going to be a special thing and a great opportunity, and I'm very excited to be on the right side and having these fans cheer for me and encourage me out there.
All right, final question for you. Tell us something about Patrick Patterson maybe nobody knows.
I am a big movie buff. I love the movies. I go to the movie theater maybe once or twice a week. I'm watching movies at home every day. So when it comes to movies, I'm the guy to ask.
Movie tickets in OKC just went through the roof. All right, thanks, Patrick.
Bring them back down. No, thank you.
All right, we appreciate it. That's Patrick Patterson. Welcome to Oklahoma City Thunder. Guys, send it back to you.
I recommend Baby Driver.
Haven't seen it yet.
You're talking about new releases. I recommend Baby Driver.
Last movie I saw was Cars 3. That tells you, where my focus is.
Now, Matt, Patterson talked about getting his confidence back. He did only play 65 games last season because of knee trouble, but if you go back to their run, Toronto's run to the conference finals a year ago, he averaged 29 minutes. This is a guy who can gobble minutes, and Raymond Felton can absolutely gobble minutes. Here's a guy who played 42 minutes in that remarkable game in the first round against the Thunder. But back to Patterson. A spot-up three-point shooter, and as he said, and we've talked about earlier, he can guard any number of spots on the floor and very high basketball IQ.
Yeah, he's a selfless player. That was the word that continued to come back when I talked to people around the Toronto Raptors organization. And the IQ that he brings to the floor is one that inspires teammates around him, because there's a level of confidence he brings based on an understanding of what the opposing team's trying to get accomplished and what it is that the Raptors at that time were trying to get accomplished. Excellent screen setter, and BD, that's a necessary commodity in what the Thunder do. They switch the ball side to side a lot. They look for their big men to be able to facilitate that, whether it be screening on the ball, off the ball, or themselves moving the ball. He's a ball mover as well. So I think when you hear him talk about the confidence that he feels from joining this organization, it's real, it's palpable. You can see it in him.
Patterson and Felton, again, part of the equation. The Thunder also acquired and traded with Indiana the four-time All-Star Paul George, who will meet the media tomorrow, and we'll have that by a live stream at 5:45 here on OKCThunder.com. We will also broadcast that event from Jones Assembly over on Film Row on Fox Sports Oklahoma. But you talk about bringing in George. You talk about bringing in guys like Patterson and Felton. Clearly, there are teams in the Western Conference that are not willing to concede the conference for the next several years for the Golden State Warriors, and we can talk about that a little bit more as we go along, because we're about to tee it up with Leslie McCaslin and Raymond Felton, who has joined her out front.
All right, thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Here with Raymond Felton, as he just mentioned. Raymond, welcome to Oklahoma City. I loved your comments about genuine and family. That is exactly what the Thunder is about. Why did that appeal to you?
I just can see it. I'm a big family guy. I keep my family very close to me. My mom and my dad's been there for me. Through everything. My sisters. So just to come here and just like get a feel of people. I only been here less than 24 hours, and everybody that I've met with just gives me that feeling. It's wonderful to be a part of an organization like this.
Well, you've been in the Western Conference, obviously. You know the competition, and for whatever reason, you decided to stay in it and come here to Oklahoma City. What was it about this team and the pieces they put together?
Well, the competition is definitely overwhelming over here in the West, I will say. But at the same time, if you look at this team, man, we definitely one of the best teams in the West and one of the best teams in the league. So, to be able to be on a team and be a part of a team like this, to have an opportunity to do something special, it was a no-brainer for me.
You backed up Chris Paul. Now you come here and you're backing up Russell Westbrook. But when I see you talk up there, it looks like you bring a lot of the same competitiveness and edge to the court. Is there a similarity there at all?
Yeah, like I said, me and Russ has had our battles back in the day because we both play with that same type of chip, and no matter what, we play with a chip every night. We've both had, successful careers in the NBA, and we still play with a chip every night. That's just how we play, and I'm going to keep that until the day I retire.
So
I'll play.
You don't have to go up against him on the court, but you probably still will in practice. How much fun is that going to be?
It's going to be a lot of fun, because we're going to make each other better. We're going to push each other, and that's only going to help us on the court.
You talked a little bit about the guys you'll play with in that second unit, but Alex Abrinas and Enes Kanter, guys that are still really young but have a lot of talent. How do you hope to make that whole group better?
It's my job to try to make them better. It's my job to try to maximize where they're great at, and put them in situations to be great, and I think that's only going to help our team. So, that's saying a lot. That's saying that I ain't gonna say I am going to do it, but I'm gonna try my best to do it. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully, I'm pretty successful at it.
You've seen Chesapeake Energy Arena, and you've seen it in the postseason. What makes you excited about it being on your side now?
Listen, the fans in here are amazing, and they love their team. And playing here, man, it was great being on the opposing team. So now being on the home team, I can only imagine what it's going to feel like. And like I said, man, I'm excited. I look forward to it. The fans in here are wonderful.
Obviously, you're a veteran. You talked a lot about it up there. You won a championship in college. Now you've been in the NBA for quite a few seasons. What does that mean to be a veteran, and what do you need to do on this team to help them improve?
I think the biggest thing is just bring some more leadership. Bring a guy, that they can depend on for anything. I've had a conversation with Coach already. Whatever you need me to do, I'm your guy. Whatever you need me to do out there, whoever you need me to guard, whatever it is you need me to do for this team for us to be successful, I'm aboard. I think that's something I think that me and Patrick bring to this team. We're very versatile in what we do on the court. As far as defensively, offensively, and whatever it is we need to do that night to help us win versus this team. That's what we're going to do.
It's a great place to start. And I asked you about Russell Westbrook. Didn't ask you yet about Paul George, Steven Adams, Patrick Patterson, this whole group. Fans out there watching right now, why should they be excited about this upcoming season?
I think it should be very exciting. We brought a team together that is competitive, that loves to play, that loves to win, that loves to play together, should I say. And it's going to bring it on both ends of the court. A lot of teams, you look at teams who just score the ball a lot. They score, but they ain't getting no stops. We're going to be a team that's going to be able to score and get stops. And I think that's going to bring a lot of fun, a lot of excitement. And I think the fans will really enjoy that, how hard that I think we're going to play and how hard I'm going to demand these guys to play, for sure.
Well, welcome to Oklahoma City. I don't know about you guys, but just talking to Raymond, I can feel the fire and the excitement that he's ready to bring to the floor. I think fans are really going to like this team.
I think we're all, Leslie, going to have an awful lot of fun this season. I think we're going to have a great deal of fun with Raymond Felton and Patrick Patterson and Paul George. And as a final point, Matt Pinto, let's pick up where we left off when Raymond stepped in with Leslie. This team now has been through a major rewire. What does the Oklahoma City Thunder possess as we look forward to next postseason that it did not have this past spring?
Three-point shooting was a weakness of last season's team. It could be an enormous strength of this team when you look at Paul George's three-point accuracy, and off the bench, Alex Abrinas and Doug McDermott. The stretchability of Patrick Patterson as a starter or a guy that comes in reserve. And then defensively, the experience that Patterson and Felton bring, that's an enormous boost. The bench unit a season ago was young. It showed in the playoffs against the Rockets. Now there's a veteran sense about the way they'll be attacking the opposition, maybe be able to gain ground when Russell Westbrook's off the floor, which certainly would be a luxury for this team going into the season. This team, as you look at the pieces and how they fit, BD, it's really exciting on both ends of the floor, and both Felton and Patterson reflected on that in addressing the media today.
There is a great deal of anticipation as we look forward to the beginning of a training camp in late September. We will see you tomorrow night at the Jones Assembly in Oklahoma City, again on OKCThunder.com and also on Fox Sports Oklahoma as Oklahoma City says hello to Paul George. But for now, that's a wrap here at the Aloft Hotel in downtown OKC with Leslie McCaslin, Matt Pinto, and our crew. I'm Brian Davis. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you tomorrow night.